Welcome to the show. This is the ETF2L Twitch, and they're bringing you the 6v6 season. It is the autumn 2025, and it's powered by Mannco.Store. This is the award show. I'm TurboTabs. I'm going to be hosting, and I've got a happy band of crew mates to help me through the award show process. I'm joined by, Ben PL, got Pappy, we got Wandom over there, if I can point to him. And we got Basic Dude Luke, our representative from ETF2L, because they can't trust me with the results for some reason. Right, so obviously this is the war show. Guys, you're not a stranger to this process. We've been through this like 50 times at this point, so I hope you're well acquainted. Pappy, welcome to the show. You are our only Prem representative here because everyone is scrimming and everyone's busy and the French hate us. So I hope you're ready to do some heavy lifting on opinions.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Magical. Wandom, you're the TF2's biggest fan, so we needed you here at the award show. So welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I just handed in my big semester assignment today, so I feel free.
Yeah. Very good, and nothing more liberating than an award show. Ben, how are you feeling after LAN? Obviously, we've all come back to LAN. Did you get LAN sickness?
No, I actually avoided it. I was fairly lucky. I got ill like a month before LAN and was like over it by the time LAN came. But
You're
like,
the guy.
Guess...
You're the guy who got
I
everybody
was
sick.
clear. I was clear by the time LAN came on. I was chilling.
No, but you can still infect people. I was in a bed for a month, you motherfucker. I'm tired.
No, I came home. I had a week to study for an exam, and I was in bed the whole time and not studying for my exam. Oh, thank you, Ben.
Pappy, did you get sick?
I might have been a super spreader. I was sick before, and then I was fine afterwards.
God, so. It just an absolute cocktail of everybody's like super sickness. Basic Dude Luke, thank you for helping us with our ETF2L sort of announcements and all this. Have you got all the categories ready? Have you got all the pieces of paper?
Ready when you are.
All right, let's get straight into it then. I'll just a little shout out to Mannco.Store that obviously have sponsored this season. So they're writing Pappy's checks as we speak. I'm not sure if Pappy's already received the money, but we'll see.
Champ? Not yet, I don't think.
All right. Basic Dude Luke, start us out. What is our first category and who are we going to be talking about?
Yes, so the first category will be, if I check that correctly, the Pocket Scout category. Ooh. So we have a couple of nominations for this one. Now, if I can see. All right, so starting off, we have Af for one. We have Sale, Nevo, Andy, and Thomas.
Wow,
that's like all of Prem.
Yeah, basically, like it's like you just looked at what was it, Aragosta, and you're like, no, you guys stay out.
Yeah,
you're not invited.
Yeah, there's a couple of nominations there. I'm just reading it off the page.
All right, so gentlemen, we have to talk about this. I'm not going to keep you all night. I don't want to go through this thing scout by scout, but let's just. I'm going to ban Pappy from talking about his precious team. So just keep that in mind, Pappy. No more gushing over Thomas. I know he's won you a LAN, but like let's try and spread the love across all.
Tom was useless this LAN. This was all Lucas.
Let's calm our words, okay? All right, Pocket Scout. Pappy, who is the Pocket Scout in your opinion? Who's like kind of impressed you when you were playing?
I think it's pretty obvious, but it's like apart from Toe, I think it's Andy Dude. It's like the standout.
Is that because you played with him, or is that because
just
from playing against?
I just like speak to people. Like he hits hard, he plays really aggro, and he takes a game like
Was it like was it a shock?
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, was it a shock coming into the season? Like, was he always known as this like pocket lord, or?
I mean, I knew he was good. I played some pugs with him, but I didn't think he was quite that good. Like we had him Merc a few times. He's really, really good as well. I think he's just like he's like confident player. Like he takes the game and like he makes the game play at his pace, which I think is like a impressive trait for a guy that's like very new. There's very few players who are like in their first season will be like,
yeah,
just let me command everything and I'll do everything and I'll be in their face and I'll crush people. I mean, they didn't qualify for playoffs, I don't think, but like his performances were very good.
Yeah, that's going to be very hard, Ben, as obviously we had a LAN that's passed by. Do people compartmentalize like between LAN and online seasons, or did they kind of the influences happen.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because I guess it is the award show for like the online season, which was before. But like, I swear, like Andy, like arguably played even better on LAN.
Oh yeah.
Like at his first LAN, like he was like tearing up on LAN. Like he was. I know Pine were like kind of a shock team coming in. They came like top 4, which people didn't really expect, given it was like a dead team and stuff. But I don't know, like Pappy said, like there's a team where they put so much stock in their pocket scout. Like the entire team plays to Andy's strengths, and they just like let him do his thing and enable him. And like the fact that you have a player that you can like entrust with that and it work, it's insanely impressive, especially for a debut, I guess.
Wandom, is it all just going to be an Andy versus Thomas award here, or is there anybody that has any sort of cry for this Pocket Scout award?
I think if you look at the 2 scouts in Prem that have the biggest impact, it is Toe and it is Andy Dude, just like on their team and how much they do for their team's successes. I think you're talking a bit about like whether or not this is also including LAN, and I think most of the time when we do these award shows after LAN, they kind of blend into one another, but I also think like, at least for me, like Andy Dude was also very, very impressive online. It's not just at LAN that he was really good, it was the whole season. He played extremely well.
He played Prem finals as well, by the way, on Flank Scout.
Oh.
He owned, like he was really good.
Yeah,
he does it all.
He's even a clip farmer. I think obviously it was pretty funny where he launched into the skybox and then he got the back cap. Yeah, not many. Obviously, I think maybe a couple of bit of glazers thinking like, this was the plan all along. Uber in and just get launched into the sky and then we'll back cap. But I'm sure it was accidental, at least to my eyes. But anyway, I think all the other scouts, you're right. I think it is just going to be the Andy versus Thomas award, but I'll be very impressed if Andy wins. But does he win, Basic Dude Luke?
All right, let's get down with the votes, shall we? So with a total of, let's see, Pocket Scout, with a total of 12 votes on 3rd place, we have Nevo.
No shocking results there.
Now, for 2nd place with 48 votes was Andy.
Okay, yeah.
And, well, 1st place with 81 votes was Thomas for this one.
Guys, we're not shocked here. Thomas is probably the GOAT. I think at the game at this point, nobody can really contest. And, to say he's won the first stepping block, which is being the best at his class, is no shock to anybody, right?
I think so.
Agreed.
All right. So on that note, let's move on to the Flank Scout. Hopefully it gets a bit more competitive.
Yes, we also have still a couple of nominations here. We have VoxTech, Juno, QB, and Ixie.
This one's cooler, I think. Like, Wandom, like, this has got to be a bit more opinionated, right?
I think for me, like, this is Voxy's first season on Flank Scout, and he was fine. Like, he kind of did his job, and you could see him sort of slowly stepping into the role as the season went on. I think for me, like, the other big shout would be QB. I think QB is really good at the game as well. If we're just ignoring that Ixie exists for a second. Because in my opinion, I actually also don't really think that this is super close. I think the other scouts aren't bad players, but Ixie is like really, really good at TF2.
Yeah, the temptation in my heart, obviously, is to kind of look at that first place team and just like, wow, they've got all of it going on and just sing their praises. But I think what's good about these award shows is we can tell, like, hey, this is quite competitive. This has got some good players in it. We should talk about them and all this. So at least the Americans can name one other player when they visit here every so often. But Ben, like, is there anybody outside of Ixie that was like jumping out at you?
Well, like, not actually. Like, I know Wansa QB had a good season. It was all right. I think it's nowhere near the level of Ixie. Like, I think the only player that came close in like moments was Unu. But ironically, I don't even think that was on Scout. That was on Sniper. On product games, he was just taking over the server on product as Sniper, and did that like twice against the Frenchies. Tried it against Dirty Maggots, beat them as well in that lower bracket run. And that lower bracket run was based on the fact they were just like winning products every single time. So. But I still don't think it beats Ixie. I think Ixie is just that big of a step above every other Flank Scout in Europe right now.
Pappy, obviously you're in the front line of these. You have to deal with these little shits running around and like, getting bullshit kills on you. Like, who is the most bullshitty out of all these lot?
I don't think any of them are too bad. Like, I think Voxy's probably the best that's not Ixie, but then again, I think Voxy should probably just be playing Combo Scout. But he's probably the second best. Junu is good at sniper. Who was the last? QB. Yeah, QB's pretty decent. QB's pretty decent. He's like good. But
Actually,
I think Ixie is just Ixie's too good. I'm happy people now think Ixie's the best because I think he's pretty much been this good for like years, but he's kind of just now the last like 6 months getting his praise, which is nice.
Actually, I've got an interesting question, which is obviously there was Tomas versus Andy Dude. Would you say the gap was closer between those than Ixie to the next scout down?
I don't know. That's so hard to judge.
You're supposed to be the best team and player in the world, Pappy. If you can't answer this question, who can?
It's like impossible to judge. I don't know. I don't think this was like Toe's most dominant season, but then again, Toe's like has pretty bad schedule and isn't playing the game as much. I think in general, like as of the last 3 years, the gap between Toe and everyone else is probably the biggest. But this season, maybe it's Ixie to the flank scout, the other flank scouts.
That's a good answer. I'm satisfied with that. But does it satisfy the results here, basically, Luke?
Well, let's see. Now, for third place, with 17 votes, goes to QB for the bronze trophy.
Frenchie's 3 for 3. Well, sorry, 2 for 3 so far.
Yep. Now, for second place, we have, for 29 votes, actually, we have Voxy/VoxTech here. And for first place, with 79 votes, is Ixie for first place.
Well, rest in peace, Junu. Sniper does not win you flank scout of the season. But yeah, nobody's shocked here. Honestly, I think Ixie is one of the more crazier clutch players in the game right now. Like he has very incredible moments. I think his ratio on the flank scout, like how much damage he takes to how much damage he puts out and impact he makes, is really high compared to other scouts. I think they do stuff, but they're taking a lot of damage. They're dying. Ixie isn't. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to close out my opinion. We need to move on. We're going to go into pocket territory. It's time for some Pappy glazing. Oh, boy. What? Yeah, take us away, Basic Dude Luke.
Of course, here, yeah. Now, we have 3 nominations, actually. We have Bruchman, Sylvies, and Pappy, obviously.
All right, Wanda, look me in the eye and tell me Pappy is not the best soldier.
I can't do that legally.
What about Bruchman? Bruchman's like he jumps a lot. He jumps really nicely.
I think Bruchman is one of. I think maybe there's an argument to say that he's the best player on full fence, but Pappy's really good at TF2 turbo tabs.
This is why he doesn't have the webcam on. We can't see him beaming with smiles and happiness right now.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm filled with joy as I watch this frozen POV. I think actually, if you ask like the Prem players, I think they'd probably say Bruges is the best. Like if you took just Prem player opinion, that would be my guess. But I think like I play a different style to him, so I don't really mind. I'm like personally pretty happy with how I play the game. So I don't mind.
Would you say your style is very sacrificing? Do you have like a bit of ego death from what you once used to play, and now it's a bit more like I'm just going to help my team?
I think, yeah, I don't know if sacrificial is the right word, but I think I think since like playing in America, I realized like what my job is to do and what's not my job. Or at least that's just like my take on the game at the moment. Maybe it will change. I definitely used to play a bit like closer and stuff, but now I'm just jumping in and feeding, and then I can just blame my teammates when shit goes wrong.
Ben, is there such things as like a popularity contest of styles of TF2? Does Bruchman's style kind of speak more to the average player that's voting on these things, or do teams recognize other accolades just as much?
I think it might do, but I also don't think it's enough for people to be voting Breedman over Pappy in total. Like, I know obviously like it kind of helps if you. I think with Breedman as well, it's like he's a name that's in people's heads because of things like the Metal Works rollout and stuff. It's a person like the casual viewers will be thinking about a lot in games, but like at the end of the day, like Pappy's just better. Honestly, like I think he's still going to get more votes regardless.
I've got one question for you, Pappy, and that's about your own performance. But do you think you're at the prime of your soldier career right now, and do you have room to grow?
Honestly, I do think I'm better than I've ever been. I'm more happy with my gameplay than I have been in the past.
Do you never
I
look
think
back?
I used to have probably like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, I had better stats or whatnot, but I think like my gameplay is just objectively better now.
How about the aim? Is the aim holding up better than ever, or are you getting boomer hands?
No, the aim's fine. This boomer stuff, I think that's your own cope, Turbo, for TF2 Center.
Don't quote me. I'm telling you, you just haven't hit that critical age yet. I'm telling you,
I'm pushing 30. It's not happened yet. No, I think my aim's fine. Like I think the thing for me with TF2 is it's just if I play the game a lot, like if we grind for a tournament, generally like pretty good, and then like in off season, like yeah, my form will dip a bit, but I don't really mind that. Like I think it's kind of good to have periods where you're bad, if that makes sense, because you can't try and stay like in the zone for the full year. You're just gonna get burnt out. So
yeah. All right. We've bullied Pappy and his opinions enough. Let's get the results here, basically, Luke.
Of course. Starting with third place, as always, with 17 votes, we have Sylvies. I assume.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't talk about Sylves. Sylves had a really good season.
Yes.
Now
you mentioned it. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Sylves was really good.
I just don't think he has the clout yet. He needs to be around a bit more for the seasons, I think, for him to farm the clout to get... It's like the Ixie problem, where Ixie was good for a long time. It's just only now people are kind of giving him a bit more like clout and recognize for it.
I think like you look at the Pirates and their upset versus the Frenchies, and like like the big thing that stands out is Juno on Sniper, right? But the other thing is like Sylves really kind of rolled them as well. I think Sylves, especially in playoffs, like online, he was playing really, really well and like really outmaneuvering them. He had the ability to swap the scout on product and was farming people.
That's
like,
nice.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I was going to say like I can't do that, you know. So it's actually a pretty nice option they have when one of your soldiers is like a very like competent scout player. Also, his pocket is really good. I think the Badlands game in playoffs, he played really well. And actually, when we played against him, we had a close map, and he was kind of dominating. Like, he definitely won a lot of fights in our game. I think we had a gully game that was like 5-3. Sills played really well.
It's lovely positivity here. What about our second place?
Of course, for second, we have Bruchman with 23 votes.
I don't think anybody's shocked here.
Yeah, and for first place with 91 votes, bit of a difference there, is Pappy. For first.
Peppy, look at you, all the way to the tippity top.
Yeah, nice.
All right, well done, lad. All right, Pocket of the season is closed. Let's go on to a real class. It's Roamer of the season.
Of course, the Roamer, yes. A couple of nominations there. We have, I see no, okay, that's a bit weird, but whatever. It's fine. We have Kayan, Bloke, Demu, and Silentis.
Now, this is going to be interesting because a lot of people, there's some naysayers out there that are disregarding Syl now. What is this phenomenon here, Wandon? Why are people targeting Syl out of all the players on Witness Gaming?
I think Syl hadn't played like top prem for a while, so kind of needed a bit of ramp up time, and then I think there was a bit of a doughy stream spreading an agenda at the beginning of the season that Syl wasn't quite there, but I think you gave Syl like 2-3 weeks to come back into it. Like the synergy with Pappy is still there. Like still I think the scariest soldiers synergy in the world, to be honest. Like as a duo, I think Pappy and Syl are so in sync that you can't really compete with that anywhere. and like individually by the time we're in playoffs, by the time obviously we're at LAN as well, like Syl, for me, like towards the last like week and a half of the season, Syl was just back and kind of unplayable, I think.
See, I don't know. I feel like Syl was so good from the start, but we were just trying some stuff in scrims, and people like got a hate boner saying that Syl was bad because he was like trying some new plays, and it's like Syl is so much better than me, but like then people will come at me like, oh, Syl's not that good anymore. It's like, dude, this guy's so good. This guy's like infinitely better than me, and I don't get it. I think he was really good from the start. Like we were trying some stuff, didn't really work, so we kind of changed how we played a little bit. And it's not like, how can a player change that much in 4 weeks? You know, it's like it's not actually him changing that much. It's just people's perception changing. At least that's my opinion.
I'm debating whether or not to bring up the Hugo versus Salentis, but this is the season 50 awards. Maybe we should keep it on control and focus here. Ben, you have the sorry job of trying to spread the love here. As fun as it is to just kind of say the witness of the best, is there anybody on Roma that was like, you know what, we don't sing this guy's praises enough?
I guess it's weird for season. I know at LAN I was quite impressed by some of Demoman's performances. I know in season he had some good moments as well. So I think like if I was like guessing, I think Syl wins out. I think Demoman's probably in second place, at least in my books, looking at like the rest of the field. But like maybe that's kind of recency bias because I'm sort of in my head like separating the LAN performances from like some of the online performances where, let's be real, they lost games they shouldn't have done over on 4th fence and were probably a bit unhappy to be coming 4th. But I think Demoman played fine and had some really good games mixed in. So I think maybe he's probably a second pick.
I'm not sure if he came up in the little nominations, but I thought Bloke had a really good seasons, including LAN. Like when I went into the little box room and everyone was just absolutely like throwing and blowing. Bloke was the only one that was like holding his position and his job. So I think, but he doesn't really get sung too many praises on. Like I think he's like an underrated pick, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, like there's another like I actually really rate Smile this season. I think Smile was playing really well.
I like his LAN. I didn't like his season as much.
I think Smile was good on LAN as well. Obviously he stepped up. He played like really sick on LAN.
Very good LAN, yeah.
But I think a lot of like Smile's best performance came against Witness in a game that didn't get streamed. But I got to watch in person. He hit like a crazy. You guys are gonna see it when the frag video comes out eventually. He hit like the most crazy, disgusting like air shot drop on auto to win a round against Witness on Sunshine.
Oh really? What the hell?
He also had like I swear he also had a good performance against Witness like in the online season as well.
Yeah.
Am I imagining that? I know obviously Andy like did insane stats, right? But I think he was also like up there in terms of at least like in terms of like logs and stuff. But yeah, from the eye test it's also pretty good.
I blame my teammates on that one. I didn't play that week. I didn't play week 1, so I think Hugo murked. Yeah, it must be Hugo's fault.
Oh yeah, that was the Hugo one. Yeah, you're right. Obviously, they're just blind without their leader.
Yeah, let's pretend that's true. Yeah, I was gonna say I think Bloke actually left's pretty good. He doesn't get too much praise like from the community, but I think he's actually pretty decent. Who were the other candidates to Mool and KN? I think they probably had like the Mool's kind of like I think played as you'd like expect, you know, like some good plays, some bad plays, but he's kind of like a playmaker. I think KN, to be honest, was a bit quiet this season in LAN. Like he's got really good DM, but like when it comes to the games, like it doesn't feel like he's using his DM to like impact the game at all, if that makes sense.
I feel like every time I watch KN, he does really well on these teams like Venom Crest, where it's like everybody just kind of chills and does it on their own. But when it's like a bit more regimented, like KN kind of gets neutered a little bit. I think it's a bit cruel to say, but it might be just like, guys, we need to like hold the flank, and KN's like, okay, and it doesn't get to jump in or something like that. It's probably
isn't that the same for everyone else? Like all of these guys have their like Roma responsibilities, so they all have like this. They're all kind of like whatever it's called.
Roma
like
has.
Leash, you know?
I think Roma has the most difficult problem of like clips can rise their ranks a bit more. Like I think KN can farm a clip really well, Like he can go on sniper and then like kill 3 people in a row, and it's like, oh, that's a Twitch clip, and then his stock goes up as a player and all this. And when he's playing on a team like Venom Crest, that's happening every 10 seconds. So people are like, why can't you just let him clip farm on this team? So
is it like, was KN Pocket back on Venom Quest?
Yes.
I believe he was. I think he's moving
Yeah.
on to Roma in this team. Like, I'm not sure, at least, like,
I
recently.
think-
I don't think I've seen him on Roma.
I don't know.
Tyrann
Maybe
was roaming on Venom Crest.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
guys,
think
we've
they
all seen
swap-
Venom Crest. They were
They
all
swap
voting.
random. Yeah, they're like Ken was Pocket for the most of the time, but they had like a couple weeks or month where like Tyrann played Pocket for some reason, and they would like swap around. Like I think on Koth they swapped. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think something like that.
Yeah. All right, put us out of our misery, Basic Dude Luke, who is the winner.
Of course. Now, for third place with 15 votes is Bloke. Getting
nice.
third place. Yeah, nice.
That's good.
Now, for second place with 43 votes is KN. Now,
Oh, Frenchies.
yes,
Snubbed.
Frenchies indeed. And for first place, we have Silentus with 63 votes. So a bit close.
Okay.
That one.
This is way too close, dude. Like it's not close. Seal's impact on the game is like infinitely higher.
Do you
I think-
Pappy, do you think it's something to do with the America problem? Obviously, Silentus was not there for
What was
America.
it? Yeah. I mean, maybe if Seal was there. I don't want to downplay Hugo. Hugo's also a beast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Seal just needs to release like a frag video, and then everyone will be like, "Oh my god, he's so good," because he's hitting crazy stuff all the time.
Plus, I think a lot of Silentus's power is kind of like ideas and like his thoughts and experience in the game. Can't really see that. There's an exam in the middle of an ETF2L official that you kind of show everybody. But I think if there was a TF2 exam, I think Cell will probably be up there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, also, like he's mechanically insane. Like,
Yeah.
there's not like he's much better than me mechanically. I can tell you that for free. So like, maybe it's just like Roma. He has to do some things, but I think Sil is very, very good. But I don't know where this. Maybe we need to stop experimenting in the preseason and then let Sil
just
take a load of Ubers.
Just enabling it.
Yeah.
All right, Demoman. Now, Basic Dude Luke, Demoman.
Yes, sir. We have 3 nominations. Number 1, Mac. Number 2, Zams. Number 3, Lucas.
All right, I'm gonna say the elephant in the room. I thought Mac had a renaissance of a season, and he's still gonna come third.
He had some good games, for sure. I think he had some good performances, particularly those playoff games, which are the ones that stick in the head, right? I think, yeah, Mac, like, of course, maybe not on the par of what we're seeing from like Zams and Lucas, but I'd agree with that.
Mac
He's
gave
okay.
me one of the funniest moments I've ever seen in a Prem game, where it was the first Badlands game that I casted, and they're playing against the Maggots, and it's super close, and it's golden cap, and then Maggots don't know how to push last, so we round reset. It's we have 5 minutes left on the golden cap. We're going to mid. Mac puts down 2 stickies in his own valley and double jumps like into the enemy valley and just dies. And the mid ends and the game ends. And allegedly he was supposed to spawn on the parachute but didn't. And so instead he was like on the booties or something. And it was like because I was so locked in and you're casting and it's so hype. And then he just deflates it completely for fun. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Pappy was Mac was, you were as surprised as me when he was like kind of came back onto demo and he was doing really well.
I've been saying it the whole time. Like he was good. I think Mag was always really good. I think he got unfairly blamed for like his teams. I don't know, like when they didn't do as well. Like I don't think Mac was the problem on those teams personally. I always rated Mac pretty high. Like he's not a world beater. Like he's not Lucas. He's not going to join the server and like triple air pipe everyone. But you don't need to do that to win TF2. Like, and of course it helps. But I think Mac was like undervalued for a long time, and I think like him just coming back to demo, people are like, "Oh yeah, this guy's good. What the hell?" Like that guy won Prem. He came second place in Prem on demo. Like he has a lot of experience. He's a very good player. So I think he's probably just undervalued. And then the other thing I was going to say, it wasn't mentioned here, but I think Alien Smiley is
Oh,
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Maybe that I'm thinking more LAN as well. Actually, online he was rolling us as well. Alien is so good against us. Like, Alien double air shots me and Sil like all the time. It's so funny. So shout out to Alien. He's actually really good, I think.
Yeah.
I've always been an Alien fan. And then who was the? Oh yeah, Zams. Actually, I feel it's kind of sad for Zams because like Zams is like honestly amazing. If Lucas didn't exist, I think Zams would be the best by like quite a long way. Or maybe that's unfair, not a long way, but I think Zams would be like comfortably the best. But Lucas is just Lucas. I don't know. It's just really good. Giga Chad does everything.
How do you think Zams fares against the American demos? Because like even in my head, like to be honest, like I think he's very, very comparable to the top demos in NA as well. I think this guy is insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because like I don't have that much experience playing the NA demos. Obviously we played Denver, but like at I-69, like Khabib felt like the best player I ever played against. And then obviously at Denver, his team wasn't as good, and then he didn't feel as good. But Sam's like, it depends how. I think you're also like you're limited by how good your team are, right? But I think Sam's would be up there, like mechanically, like fighting him, he's really, really strong. It's like good DM, good movement, good timing. Like when he mercs for us, he feels like we play the same way. You know, it's not like we have to accommodate anything differently, and he destroys people. So I think Zams is very good.
I've got an interesting bit of information for the room, and basically a couple of days ago, I think for fun, JMax was just collecting stats across everybody in the world, and he made like a top 10 list. And this didn't limit on class, didn't limit on region, and believe it or not, Delhi was up there. I think it was something like 3rd or 4th out of all the people there, and Lucas was like 7th. Why are people sleeping on Delhi? Like, I think this guy's nuts, and he doesn't get drawn into the conversation enough. I know people were saying like Brugman was like the best player on the team, but I think Delhi might actually secretly be the best player on this team.
Oh, Turbo is conveniently like not mentioning who else is on this list. This list is wild. This list
I was
is
say like
insane.
this sounds like an interesting algorithm that's putting Delhi
Okay.
places
It's like
above
an ELO
Lucas.
system, I think. I think it's like an ELO system.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of factors in it.
I mean, how long does it go back? Maybe it counts Lucas playing with like Czech players and then it deflates as ELO. Or I don't know.
I will put some context in it. Sale is number 1.
Yeah, that tells you what the list is doing.
All right, but I thought it would stir the pot.
Delhi's still pretty good. I think maybe he had kind of a quieter season in LAN. I mean, like these guys that are playing like top prem, they're obviously all very good. Yeah, I don't know. I personally think like Sams is probably a step above Delhi though.
Okay, fair enough. All right, obviously we avoided talking about Lucas. We all know Lucas is good. We know Lucas is probably going to get fighting Tomas in the player of the season, but we'll get to that. Lucas is Lucas. Let's all agree to that, right? Yeah, very good. Okay. Now, basic dude Luke, please tell us how much Lucas has won this event.
Well, starting off with 3rd place, starting off slow, we have Mac with 13 votes.
I called it.
For 2nd place, we have Zams with 35 votes. And, well, to no one's surprise, it's Lucas with 91 votes getting 1st.
Shit, same as me. Almost Lucas. Almost beat me.
Yeah.
Who's better at Dota though? Right, Pappy?
Me. Who's better at CS? That's Lucas.
All right. Well, fair enough. Wow, really? The projectile classes like better. Okay, never mind. Let's move on. Let's move on to. We got medic of the season. This will be interesting.
It will, because we have 3 nominations. We have Moolah, Piggles, and Otto. And what I will say that the votes are really close on this one. So take it away.
All right, Wandom. There's a such thing as like reputation here at TF2. Do you think Auto has just been causing too much ruckus in these lobbies and whatnot that people are going to not vote for this dude because he has a personality at times?
You know, I think like I'm looking at what I actually voted on, and this is the only time I didn't pick a witness player
Wow.
to win the category. But I think there's, like, at the top, like, Auto is really good at medic, obviously. But yeah, no. I think Auto kind of, it's weird, right? Because medic also just comes down to what kind of role you have in your team. And I think for me, like, Auto sits and then he will play medic, and then he'll sit and he'll alt tab and he'll listen to the same like 3-minute segment of Right Here Right Now by Fatboy Slim over and over and over again for the whole LAN. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think there are other medics with bigger sort of relative impact on their team.
Pappy, you had the luxury of not only being on the team with Auto, but you got to play with Mula as well. Is it quite easy for you to make this decision based on that information?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing I understand the least. I don't understand how people's valuation of Auto. I think it's so incredibly wrong. Like, in my opinion, Auto is what's the word? Least replaceable. Yeah, Auto is the least replaceable player on our team. Like, if Auto couldn't play TF2 anymore, out of all of us, he would be the hardest to replace. He is, in my opinion, by far like the best med. I think in the world. I think he's unbelievably good at the game. Like, mechanically very good. Plays pretty sacrificial at times. We put him in some pretty uncomfortable situations, and he still looks amazing. Like, I think I'm not sure why people value him so low. Like, to me, I would maybe value him as like one of the best players on our team. Like, definitely up there with Lucas and Toe. Like, I mean, everyone on our team's good, but like, I think Auto is. I can't sing his praises enough. Like, I played without a med like that, and I played with a med like that. I think he's just so good. I would very much struggle to play with another med, I think.
Ben, it seems like these three players, obviously they're really close, but they've all got different strengths, in my opinion. Like, obviously Mulu is very, let's just say, stubborn or ballsy. Piggles is very communicative, is a word I would use. And Auto is obviously got the crown, and he's really clutch. Like, do you think that there's a more valuable in playing the medic class?
Well, in terms of getting votes on something like this, I'd imagine, like, at least from in terms of like when I'm casting games and like players that do crazy things and live, like, I think out of the people in this, Moolah is the person that springs to mind. And like, at least if you're like maybe watching the games on stream, or if you're casting, that's what you notice more of. And like, that's what gets his name brought up and gets him into the conscience. So I think on that, maybe Moolah is gonna do well, but I agree. I think Auto's fantastic. But one player I do want to shout out a bit on this is, am I the only one who like really rates Patchouli? I think Patchouli had, okay, he only played 4 offies in the season and didn't make playoffs, but maybe into LAN as well. I thought Patchouli's like really surprised. I think he's doing really well.
I will agree. I think LAN, he was like doing all right. I think it's hard. Like, medic you need to be really holding a magnifying glass under to get out what the class is doing right and wrong. Apart from the big streamer moments, like, how could he drop against a sniper that he never saw and it's the first shot? Stream chat. But yeah, apart from those moments, it's kind of hard to see like things like, maybe it's a bit more impact nowadays that you got the arrows. But before, you had to kind of go to the stats and go like, oh wow, Condom could really put out some heals or something. But yeah, that's neither here or there.
I think I was just gonna say, I think all of this is kind of opinions, right? And no one actually knows the true valuation of players. But I think you don't really know what players value until you play with them. Like, playing against them doesn't tell you that much about the player. Like, I do kind of agree. Like, Mulah's definitely got this like kind of clutch gene. Like, he's really good at like dodging. Like, he's kind of like Condog, like he has these, like, he kind of wants to be bombed. He's like, yeah, bring it on. I'll wiggle out this. But yeah,
we should talk a little bit about Pickles as well, I think, because I think I ended up voting for Pickles actually. And I think the reason I did so was like, especially like, obviously this is a LAN thing, but I assume that I can extrapolate this to back home as well. Like, he's so clearly the emotional, like, spiritual core of any team he plays on. Like, the extra Like, he's to me, like, he brings so much X factor to a team and so many intangibles that it's really hard to beat. And obviously, like, when you're rating X factor, it's like, just like reaching into the void and trying to assume things that I can't really measure. But for me, he's so important to how the Maggots team functions and like stays afloat. He's such a big voice in the game as well. Even in the server chat, I love casting Piggle's games because there's little entertainment at the top right corner of my screen most of the time. Especially when he's playing against someone he's friends with, it's great.
It's tail-order's time. Basically, qualities of a player is hard to be shown on the class. Like, when people think of Medic of the Season, they're like thinking purely Medic, like how well can he put out heals and all this. But then, like, what if this person's a really good leader? Or what if this person, like, schedules scrims like no other? Or if they do all these wonderful aspects of a player that get left to the wayside. But how the hell do you reward that, like, in an awards show? So it hurts the soul a little bit to kind of take these away from these players when they obviously do so much for their teams.
Yeah, I think Pig's good. It's true we didn't mention him. He's probably one of the better players on his team, and like is also good in big games. So it's like a valuable skill to have.
He also doesn't have a setup. Like, he will just show up to LAN and tell like whoever runs the venue, can I just have like, he'll play with whatever keyboard, whatever mouse. He doesn't know his own sense. He'll just play. Which is insane.
I mean, that sounds about right. He's like that type of personality, I think. Like, go with the flow, doesn't care too much.
Yeah, it's nice to have a resilient medic, though. You don't want someone that's a delicate flower. You need to kind of build up their confidence every game because they've dropped an Uber or something. All right, Basic Dude Luke, this is a close one. Tell us who won.
Of course. Now, in third place with 41 votes
Ooh.
is Mula.
Interesting.
Now, second place with 43 votes.
Oh my god.
is Piggles.
Oh, thank God.
And with 55 votes is Otto.
Oh yeah, thank God.
Season.
Oh, are you okay, Pappy? Sigh of relief.
Yeah, like, this guy's the best med in the world, I'm sure. I don't think there's anyone as good as him. So I'm happy he gets the praise because he deserves it.
I do want to peel the curtain back a little bit, Pappy. You know when these award shows come round and, like, obviously Witness are going to the Oscars and they're claiming up every category, but there's, like, one that goes amiss. Do you guys, like, does that come up in conversation or do you guys, like, riff on it? Like, are you like, ha ha ha?
Yeah, I mean, I remember Gink didn't win it one season, because Nubby got it. I was like, Gink was, like, maybe one of the best players that season as well. So it's just, I mean, to be honest, Eastwood's, like, a kind of popularity type thing. So
make you mad rather than sad.
They really shouldn't matter too much. But yeah, if someone lost their class, I think they get laughed at in scrims for the next like 2 weeks probably.
It's fine. It's all worked out. He's got the gold. Let's see if he can get the Offclasser of the season, though. I'd be impressed if also got this. Basic Dude Luke, who are we looking at for Offclasser?
Yes, sir. We have 4 nominations for this one. We have Silentus, Ixie, Varnu, and Junu.
All right, Wandom, this is an interpretive award because it can go in a lot of directions. Is it about the person that plays the best at a certain class? Is it the Sniper Award? Is it the one that literally picks Engineer on Bagel? Like, what's the factor here?
I think it's the Sniper Award. To be honest, like, I think like that's the off class you see the most. I think it's very rare that we see a player that like really hones in on other off classes and does that really well to such an extent that you like really think about it. Vanu is obviously the biggest consideration we have for that at the moment. Very willing to find do some gimmicks, But I think for me, like the biggest off class we have is Sniper. I know in the past we did a while where it was Sniper of the season and Offclasser of the season was separate. But Pappy, I actually want to ask you something. Because in the beginning, for the longest time when Sil was playing Prem, he never sniped. But then, like, recently, like, within the last, like, couple of years, Sil has, like, started sniping for you guys also. What's the lore behind this?
I think he just got bored, so he just started playing some sniper. Yeah, he snipes a bit, Did Sil even snipe this season?
He did. He's done some spy as well. And then when he didn't do well in spy, he would come into my pubs and start spying it up. And yeah,
But
practicing.
like I'm trying to think like what situation Sil snipes in. Does he snipe in any? He snipes some last holds, I think.
Yeah.
And he snipes into some lasts, but that's like kind of rare.
It does happen.
Also, Ixie doesn't really get to snipe either. Actually, Ixie sometimes snipes on Gully.
Snipe for you on product as well, right?
I think Thomas
actually. Sil would snipe product, yeah.
I think Thomas picked sniper out of all of you guys the most, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Toe's been sniping as well. We kind of just, if someone has timing for it, like we kind of just let them do it. Like obviously, like in the more structured games, it's like if you have preference, you'll like put Ixie or Sil on it or whatever. But I'm thinking like scrims recently. I think like kind of everyone's been playing sniper.
Do you guys ever do any of these like cheesy strats for the Offclassers anymore? Like, would you, if you saw Varnu playing? Oh, actually, you guys like rocked a heavy to Bagel for a little bit. Like, I think it was at LAN. It was just, hey, let's try it.
We thought we could get the heavy to the forward hold, but we couldn't. Like, if you can get a heavy to a forward hold, it's probably pretty good. Like, they're jumping into you, right? So
yeah.
The thing is, the heavy's so slow, like it just never works. Like we tried it at one point, like when we first made the team in like 2022. It's just the class way too slow. Like, it's so useless, and then you just lose the hold, and then you go, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Ben, when you see these Offclassers coming out in the game, do you think does your rating of a player go up a bit, or do you actually go a bit down a bit when you're like, oh, is that a huntsman? Really, Gazzy? Ooh.
Well, it depends if it works. I don't know. I'm open to anything as long as it's working. I don't know. I think looking at looking at some of these, like, I don't know, like we see like heavy coming out and stuff. Like sometimes it's great, like as you say. Sometimes, like a lot of the time, it's not. But like, I guess with sniper, like the people who are like repeatedly getting onto sniper, like your Thomas, they're obviously comfortable and competent on it. But like, yeah, we saw like Varnu and Bagel, and it's like with NG, and I'm like, well, if it's gonna be work and it's gonna like do well and win in the game, then great. But like, they did still get 3-0, right? At the end of the day, and like, okay, like DPM was okay, but like at the end of the day, like you're playing NG with a sentry gun, right? Like they just tank up and shoot it, and then you're now like a slower scout that can't dodge. So
no. I think anyone that's willing to pick a class that will teleport Davey to feed quicker onto Bagel is deserved of maybe a vote on my ETF2L page.
Yeah, but Varnu did do the most offclassing. So like in terms of like most offclassing, I think like Varnu's up there. But like I don't think the impact was necessarily there all the time. I want to say with Varnu as well. Compare it to like Venom Quest as well. Like I don't know, having like a team that can play around it, like especially if you're going for the really wacky stuff like heavy to mid and that kind of thing. You need a team that's gonna help you out with that. And like I don't know, I think that like worked better for Varnu like in the past, but like a little bit less so now.
Luke, tell me the truth.
Yes, so this might come as a shock to some, maybe not, who knows. With 27 votes, in third place is Varnu.
Okay, so variety is not the best in the people's eyes.
Maybe not. In second, we have 37 votes, Juno.
Juno had some really impactful sniping. We didn't really get to talk about it because we're obviously talking about all the funny classes and the funny moments that have happened this season. But Juno probably had the most impact of an off-class.
Yeah, for sure. Juno should have won this award.
Yeah,
why the hell?
Yeah, I'm
why
sure.
the hell
Why is Juno not winning this?
So,
I'm just a messenger, guys. Please do not kill me.
So who won then?
Did people just
For
not
first?
watch playoffs?
For first place, 48 votes, Ixie.
How many more is that? How many more is that than you knew?
That's crazy.
37, 48.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. How is you not winning this?
Yeah,
he dragged them
paparazzi
through 2 series.
The paparazzi must have literally just caught Ixie on camera like once, picking the sniper class or spy checking or something, and it was like, this guy's off-classing.
I'm just as shocked as you guys, personally.
Yunu's in Twitch chat fuming right now, by the way.
Next
for
guy,
anyone who's on the board or
guys,
something.
if next, let's put like, I don't know how we do this, make like a webcam, like authentication or something on ETF2L, check that people have eyes before they vote. Like, we can't be doing this.
Am I crazy? When did Ixie play off class?
Just like on product sometimes. You'd see like,
no,
Ixie's
but Sil snipes on product, not Ixie.
If his
Did
own
Ixie play it
teammate
in
asked
draft?
when to see off class, I think that's a
May-
big issue.
He
Maybe
plays
it's a
he plays
collective award.
sniper. He plays sniper on Gully in fairness, but I think that was LAN where he had that like crazy clip, right, where he like drops a med. So maybe people voted because the LAN. Like Ixie did have some really cool sniper players at LAN. So.
You had
Yeah.
2 whole maps in playoffs.
We nominated Ixie. Who on my team nominated Ixie? Was it Tim?
I'm not sure.
Unlucky.
I'm not sure if it's appeared on stream, by the way, but our production is just telling Pappy, like, your team voted for Ixie. Pappy, what on earth? You just really want to claim the gold, I guess.
I mean, Ixie is really good at sniper, but just like if you're just going off like the ETF2L season, like Junu had like an amazing sniper performance that like made his team win a game they were like heavy underdogs in, so he probably deserved it. You know. Sometimes the awards are unfair. You can go and chat to Gink about it.
So sorry, Juno. All right, let's move on then. Let's go to debut of the season, and this is quite action-packed because we've got a lot of debuts this season come round. Basic dude Luke, hold us to the massive list.
We have a couple of people actually. We have Sale, Mackie, Sia, Hyman Slayer, SK, and Andy.
Random. There's a lot of people to get through here. I'm just gonna let you pick your favorite, and
I
you
think
tell
the
me.
obvious and the answer should only ever be Andy Dude. But I think for me, the other sort of big shout out is I really think Mackie is very good at the game. He should win the award. Be very good at Andy Dude.
Can I jump in for a second?
Yeah.
Didn't Mackie play like the AFS season?
Yeah, but that doesn't
No,
count.
that's
Are we
not
admitting
we're not
there
counting
is
that,
not
I
a
think.
real season at this
Yeah.
point?
No, that was
It's
fake.
like,
Mini season.
okay.
That doesn't count. No, I don't know. Like I think Mackie is also really good at the game. And I think he's a player that we're gonna have to be used to seeing anymore. He's really good. I think he's gonna be around for a while. But no, like the winner of this is Andy Dude, and everything else is you're trolling. I think.
Old man Pappy, are you happy seeing the new generation come in? Do you feel like TF2 has got some good players coming up in the ranks, or are you like, what the hell? These players are getting worse every year.
No, they're getting better. They have to keep us on our toes. Sometimes they come out and embarrass us, and then we have to like grind up. You know. I think Andy should win this one. Also, Sale was really good. Like, didn't Sale have like a 80 frag viaduct or something? 70 frag
Well,
viaduct.
no, I think Sale was consistently good all season. I'd say. Sale had, like
Also,
in a normal
Sale,
season, he just wins it, right? Like.
yeah, I think so. Also, Sale was like a very competent flank scout who like sacrificed to go to combat scout because his team wanted him to play combat. Like, I don't think he wanted to play combat scout. His team made him play combat scout. So I think that's also commendable. And then I also agree with Juan. I think the Mackie guy is pretty good. And when you play against him, he feels pretty good.
I think what's interesting about this as well, I think a little bit behind the scenes was obviously we had the AFS season. This called into question who is debut and who is not. And this was whether or not Andy Dude was even eligible for this vote. And I think we kind of crunched the numbers and eventually realized that, okay, we should have let this guy have his opportunity. Otherwise, I think he would have missed it. Because I think there's other times where he like murked or he was in like an AFS season and all this other stuff. But Ben, do you think like Sale would probably sail away with this a bit more if
I think
Andy
he's
didn't
like,
show up?
Yeah, I think he's like a clear second best, honestly. Like I think it also with Sale, you gotta remember, like, okay, technically Prem debut, but like Sale was on like the Big Block LAN, Big Block season team back in like January of this year. Like had they had they not bottled it in qualifiers to like season 49 it was at the time.
Oh my god, I
I
forgot about that. They didn't
yeah.
qualify for Prem.
Yeah, they didn't exactly, right? But that team was like strong enough to play. So Sale like ideally should have got the debut then and probably would have been in contention for debut then. But like I don't know, like you don't get players like Andy coming on the block like every now and then, right? Like it's not a common thing. But it's like Sale's been great all year, but I just think
What are you thinking, Juan? What are you thinking?
They lost to Samakot and Garda.
Oh,
in qualifiers. But the Garda team was like the troll, like nobody's going to LAN team. Yeah, it was like it was everyone that's not going LAN basically played for them, and it was like kind of a strong mix. But
I mean, they never should have lost. Like it's bad.
Yeah, they also should have lost to Samakot at the end of the day. But like,
shouldn't have lost to either. Like,
yeah,
they should have. The other team was like a mix of foods.
Yeah, I love when SNH had life games against them. still got a best of 3, I guess. But...
SNH is now playing for them next season, so that'll be interesting. There's some roster shuffles, some interesting roster shuffles.
Well, speaking of the season now, though, Basic Dude Luke, who is our debut of the season, and why is it Andy?
Yep, this might be the biggest difference in terms of votes. With 8 votes in third place, we have Hyman Slayer. With 20 votes for second is Sale. And first place with 99 votes is Andy.
Wow,
that's a goat.
That's nice. You wonder if we'll see if he turns into like the LeBron later down the line in the TF2 sphere. He's had a good first step in the ETF2L world, but
is he playing Prem next season?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I checked ETF2L and he's on like a weird fun team right now.
Oh, I thought it was gonna I thought they were like remaking the team.
I think that team's dead because Andy can't play the LAN, and the rest are just like dispersing.
Oh, I see. Sag, very very Sag. He's playing on a Div 1 team, I'm being told, though. So, I mean, at least he gets to play the game. But, people have taken longer breaks and come back and all this. So maybe we'll see him come next Superfest. All right. So now we have to do cast of the season. This is a very interesting one. But obviously, it's really hard to talk about this impartial because we've got 3 casters here and 1 player. Basic Dude Luke, who's even on the nomination?
Of course. Well, we have a couple. We have Wandom, TurboTaps, Cerny, Dave, and Beater.
Get stuff, Ben.
Ben's not even nominated. What is this?
I only casted 3 games this season.
Yeah, it's about activity.
It was a short. Yeah, it was a short season, and I got ill mid-season. I got the pre-LAN death COVID. In week 2, so I only casted 3 series this season.
Yeah, I can tell you the lore about this. That basically, once upon a time, we would have it where, say, Arcs and Beta would do 1 game for the season. They would get in the vote, and then people were like, I like Arcs and Beta, and they vote them. But they would have people like Pledge who would cast say 90 games, and then he would get snuffed because he's just not got the same allure and clout as Arcs and Beta. Obviously, very good casters, and Pledge was a caster. So, but it's a work output. I think also plays into a bit of the votes of this stuff. And yeah, we just discouraged casters from literally coming in, doing 1 cast, and then bowing out, and I'm never seeing them again. And I have to organise the games back then. It was very very saddening. It brought tears to my eyes. Wandom, how much do you think casters actually care about this vote? Do you think we guys actually mince over this at all? Do you?
I guess I can only speak for me, where I personally don't really care that much. I think for me, the big sort of acknowledgement that you can get as a caster is being allowed to do the big LAN finals, and I'm allowed to do the big LAN finals.
Yeah.
And that's all the sort of acknowledgement that I really would ever want. This is a nice little bonus, but I think you've already rightly pointed out that this is a very good PR award.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you cast, and then you very quickly start developing the opinion that the public doesn't know what a good caster is. And so then you're like, yeah, okay, it is what it is. Winning would be cool. It's funny to have your name on the ETF2L page, but the acknowledgement that actually matters is from your peers.
I will say what's quite funny with that. What you say is that last time we did the award show, let's say it was Turbo, you were on it with Beta, I believe, and a bunch of players.
Yeah.
And I remember Beta won that one.
Yes, he did.
But then the season after, there was no award show.
Yep.
And I remember you were fuming about that. So I think there's one caster who does necessarily care about the cast of the season.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ben. Thanks for that. You're right. I did. Historically, I never win these because I think there is a bit of method to the madness. I think Wandom is right that a lot of aspects that we take as casters don't get acknowledged too much, and you just don't know what kind of things we're dealing with. There's times where we could be casting something and the PC at the LAN just breaks, and then suddenly we have to quietly shuffle. Nobody knows about this, like quietly shuffle to the production PC and start casting from over the shoulder. But on the stream, it obviously looks like, what the hell are these casters talking about? It's like they're not watching the game. That's because we weren't watching the game. So yeah, it would. But these are the things that you just have to tank a little bit. And there is a little bit of, I would say, profiling where you can kind of like, if you do a lot of work for the community, I would say, like, for example, DumTum would do a lot of casts on his own channel. And I think those got recognized by the public. That's a really positive thing. So when he won so many awards, I thought like that was a good thing. And I wouldn't mind like losing those indefinitely if we get to keep your DumTums and your beaters and everybody else in these communities.
You guys are just mad. You'll never be admirable. My goat.
Yes.
My goat.
I can never be bold and Irish, unfortunate.
If I promise you, okay, a big part of like even my personality is like looking at my bracelet and seeing what would admirable do.
Yeah.
I love that man. Like, I thought that dude is just charisma dripping, and he is a very big influence, I would say, not only in me getting started in this, but me staying in this, and me even developing as a person, because obviously he was a great person and I wanted to be like him.
Yeah, I mean, Admirable is a cool guy. I think he's still kind of around. Like, I see him in some chats randomly sometimes. He'll like type stuff and I'll be like, Admirable, cast a game, and then he'll be like, no. He plays some like random old games.
Natural selection.
Natural selection, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so who Turbo, have you won Caster of the Season before?
I've won once. That was the previous season, not the AFS season, but the
49.
Yeah, 49. Yeah. There was no award show.
Have you won it before?
Random?
No.
Ben, have you won it before?
Oh, I've never been close. I don't think I've got top 3 before.
I've been mocked by Peter my whole career.
I see. Wait, so there's some caster competition on the line here.
Well, we'll see. Basic Dude Luke. Oh, actually, before we go, Pappy, is there anybody that you particularly like to watch apart from Admirable? Like, is there anybody?
I actually think casting is pretty strong in Europe at the moment. I think it's pretty good.
Such a diplomat. He's so sweet.
Look, I would tell you there was a time it was not so strong. I remember. I won't name names, but there was a time where sometimes me and my team would watch back the cast and we'd sit there and go, "What the fuck is going on?" But I would say now, like the casters who will cast, I'd say like they actually like the game understanding is pretty good. I'd say like a lot of the time when I listen back to cast, I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty true. Like
we did it, boys. We know the game. It only took 10 years to watch it.
You get like the basic concepts down, and that's really the most important you need for the game, you know. So I think the casting's actually pretty decent.
Can we clip that and like pin that in Twitch chat? Yeah. Like next time we're casting.
Yeah.
Do people flame the casters?
On the keyboard, the casters don't know about the game.
I am at a constant war with a certain French team about my opinions and analysis on the game 24/7. They are everywhere. They're in my chat. They're always telling me that I'm wrong, and then they say that they're going to beat Witness, and they don't even make it to the finals.
I like Wandum's casting. I don't like his forum posts though. Like his forum posts are insane. Yeah. Like any American thread, I'm just like no.
I understood where that came from. I understood the pain. It was a bit crazy, but I understood the place it came from.
Yeah, happens.
America is in danger when they are the same location as Wandum. All right, Basic Dude Luke, tell us who is the best and who is not the best.
Well, what I will say, the difference between first and second, there's only 3 votes.
Holy shit.
So, starting off with third is, well, with 19 votes, is Dave.
I like Dave. I think Dave is up and coming. If he sticks around for long, I can see him getting the gold, maybe one day.
For second, with 44 votes, is Peter.
No, get out of here.
And with 47 votes, is Mr. Turbo Taps himself.
Rigged. So rigged.
Fuck off, Pappy, I deserve this.
sorry.
I earned this. Get away.
That's the 6 months ago when you got
what's so important about this one as well is there's a page on ETF2L. If you only win one, you don't get on that page. You're the +1 other, 1,000 million other people that have won an award. But now I'm +2, baby. I get to sit next to Bren and Sideshow below and go,
You're
I'm
immortalized.
coming!
You're there.
I'm getting there!
Yeah, that's pretty hype. I will say one thing. There was a couple seasons, 3-4 seasons, where we stopped giving the awards out, and that was kind of weird. I think there's some people on my team that robbed of some awards. Like Toe is nowhere near the top. It's kind of interesting. Mike and Shocky, they're still there. The goats.
This wasn't Basic Dude Luke's fault, though. I don't think he is the pure representation of ETF2L, but
I've only been an admin. I've been an admin for maybe a week. I don't know what's happening.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I'm legit only the messenger. No idea what's happening.
Chucked in the deep end. That's not very nice.
Anyway, thank you guys. I'll accept these flowers and gold crown gracefully. Yeah, I genuinely think I don't do too much campaigning. I think, yeah, I don't know what to really say about this. It's nice. Now I can kind of throw it some clout. So I'd be like, can I cast a LAN yet? I've been on the sofa for 7 straight years, and I would love to talk about the video game.
Wait, do you not cast in the lands?
No, I'm on the sofa.
sofa
I have to talk to you on the sofa when you come back for your 7th win in a row that day.
Oh, that was bad admin decisions. They should have made not the winners always go. Although I guess people don't want to do losers interviews, so
you just
it kind of makes sense.
Nah, you like it on the sofa with me, right?
I don't mind it, but I think the fans probably get bored of hearing me fucking yap about the same thing over and over again.
You're building your Banny empire here in the EU. When's the YouTube channel going to start?
Soon. I just need to get a webcam, and then I'll be there.
Maybe it will start off by you winning Player of the Season. Basic Dude Luke, who's our options for the Player of the Season?
We have a couple. I'm just going to name them. We have Ixie, Pappy, Mac, Andy, Lucas, and Thomas.
Jesus, what a huge...
Dinner, is he?
Yep.
What a beast.
Many. Couple.
Okay, Wandom. That was a long list. I didn't pay attention to all of that. I think I got 2 options there. Which ones jumped out and could you remember?
For me, this is a battle between Thomas and Lucas. And actually, this
Wixie love? What the hell?
This season, I had a bit of a tough time deciding, to be honest. This was the one I had to think about the most.
And we'll leave it at that. All right, Ben.
Yep.
Who did you vote for?
I voted for Lucas Tank in the end.
What about you, Ben? What did you vote for?
Honestly, I can't remember, but I voted a lot of weeks ago. I think I voted Lucas, but I think there's a world I also maybe voted for Ixie.
Actually, basically, Luke, do you have the spreadsheet? I think you can actually check who voted for who. And before you ask...
Name and shame, oh my.
Can we name and shame everyone?
Yeah, by the way, I will name and shame myself. I think I did vote for myself in Castle
I'm afraid I can't.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
I do not know who specifically voted for what.
I know that Sonny Black used to do that once upon a time. Nothing humbled me more than he would tell me, "Oh, by the way, nice vote. You voted for this idiot." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, cheers."
Yeah. No, for real though, I think Lucas probably wins it just for me, but it's mega close. I think he's not anywhere near his clear across some of the seasons.
I genuinely think the clout, the Thomas machine has just gained too much PR at this point, and I don't think he's taken over Lucas as the auto-win player of the season.
Yeah. I'd say who I think was the MVP this season. Not necessarily
Lucas has insane PR though, right?
Yeah,
he even has the American PR because he showed up and rolled them with a dumb weapon.
But Thomas is the flagship pocket scout, the ones that everyone is getting Ubers and everyone's like, look at this guy's damage and yada yada yada. But
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell who's got the better PR. I think this season though, I think it's probably Lucas as player of the season, if I'm honest. I think Toe is obviously insanely good, but he's just not had as much time to play and stuff. So I think we will see Toe grind it up coming into Poland. But I think for the last couple months, Lucas has just kind of been a monster.
Yeah, he's even rising the ranks in Dota, I've noticed. So congrats to him all around. I will say though that I think we had a little joke segment or fun little bit for the casters where we were like punching things into AI to see who they thought the best TF2 players were, and we would throw out like Bannies, Habibs, and very NA focused, and then somehow Lucas would just slip in there. Really, really weird. So even the AI agrees, like scraping the internet, Lucas is the best, but I wonder if the people reflect that here, Basic Dude Luke.
Well, let's see. For third place, with 30 votes, is actually, speaking of him, is Lucas.
Whoa, my God.
That's crazy.
ChatGPT.
What the helly?
Okay. I'm
What?
interested to see who
Yeah.
second
It's gotta
place
be
is then.
Ixie.
Yeah. So again,
Unless
30 votes for
Andy
Lucas.
has wild PR. That's
Oh,
like the
maybe
only other
Andy's
thing.
got it. Or
With
Mac.
30
Maybe it's like people
Mac.
The
overrated
Mac,
to get
calm
Mac up
down.
there.
Calm down, sir. You're out of control.
If I may, again, with 30 votes was Lucas. With 34 votes is Thomas.
Yo, no, really? Okay.
Guys,
It has to be
MVP,
Ixie.
player of the season, is
Mac.
Andy with 58
Andy
votes.
Dude is one player of the season. He couldn't win Pocket of the season, but he won Player of the Season.
Yeah,
Alright,
okay,
guys,
this
no
is some
Yeah.
PR. I don't know.
This- You enabled this, Pappy. You made this machine. You
I mean,
pulled
the
him
guy-
into the Witness lineup to play a couple of games, you guys, and he headlined.
I'll say I'm a big fan of Andy. I think he's a great player. I think this is probably a little bit unfair on Tone Lucas, so, to be honest. So,
Yes.
but this happens in these votes sometimes. But I mean, it's nice for Andy. He is a great player. But this is probably just a step too far. Like you said, he didn't
Wha-
even win Combo Scout of the season. So
Wandom, you could interpret this award in many ways. Some people just look at this like who's the best player of the season, or
Yes.
maybe who is the most talked about kind of headliner of the season. And Andy Dude obviously made a big splash, coming, underdog out of nowhere, and then having a huge impact on the on the
Yeah.
season.
But is he the best player in the world?
But it doesn't say best player of the season. It says just player of the season.
Okay.
Maybe it's about who's on the conscious mind.
I guess that's what it looks like, but I think that's a bad interpretation by the viewers. I mean, it must be like you see something similar in stuff like basketball, right? For the MVP vote, where like people just get bored of voting for the same guy every year, even though there's like if you speak to people that know about that game, they all agree that the best player in the world has been the same guy the last like 5 years, but he doesn't win every year. He doesn't win the MVP because voter fatigue, right? I think this must be similar. People are just too tired of clicking the Lucas button, or the Thomas button, or the Ixie button even, but like. Yeah, Andy's very good. I don't think he should have won this. That's very crazy.
The only thing I can think it could be is like that the Witness vote has just been split. Like the people who are like know that Witness are the best team, they've like split their vote across like Tolu, Dixie,
Suffering
Pat,
from
whatever.
success.
And the people who want to just vote for someone who isn't on Witness have all just voted like Andy.
Pappy, Brexit, Trump, and now Andy Dude. Do you see this as like the people just protesting the system? Are they just tired of you guys just winning all the categories?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Do you feel this like reverberation of kind of like hatred for the top dog? Do you like guys actually feel and notice this sort of stuff? Or do you really not like notice this until like these awards or anything like this happens?
No, I mean you feel it all the time. Like I mean it's kind of normal. It's like a competitive game, right? People don't want. Like, it's kind of boring if the favorite wins. So we've had lots of instances throughout the years where like even people who we're like kind of friends with coming into something, when they start competing with us, they then all of a sudden like become hostile, and it's like, okay, that's just how life goes. So I think it's just something you have to deal with. Pretty normal. I mean, like it kind of makes sense. It's just a shame. But at the same time, like when I was like an incoming guy, like I was not a big fan of Seven, so I did the same thing.
Now you are Seven. How's it feel?
I don't know.
All right, guys, that was the award show. But I know what you're thinking. Like, we can pack up and start going away here. I just want to quickly talk about season 51. That's going to be the next season coming up. And it's because they've got some interesting changes. I just want to highlight this a little bit. I'm going to need your help, Basic Dude Luke. You're going to tell me a couple of things that are happening in this new season and why we should be talking about it.
Of course. I think the biggest change or new thing that we're going to introduce for Season 51 for Prem and D1 is the progressive rule set timer for playoffs. Or as other may know as the Banny config, or a funny nickname, the prison config. Your guys' opinion? What do you guys think about it?
Pappy, obviously you're directly affected by this, and this leads into a little bit about Poland, which is obviously on the horizon for this. Are you happy with these changes that you guys are going to be playing the Freedom config?
I wouldn't say I'm like super happy about it, but I think it's just like necessary to keep like people playing on the same config. Like it doesn't make the game so awful that we shouldn't play it, but like it has its merits, right? I think when we played in Denver, like the game ending when you win a round is fun. Like when we won Denver, that was like an amazing feeling to like cap the last and everyone goes crazy. Like that was super fun. I think it's an absolute disaster for tournament organizers, like trying to schedule a LAN with this. That's why you can't really use it in group stage. I think having it only for like playoffs is probably good. Like you don't want to use this in group stage. Yeah, I think you kind of have to compromise in life, and I think that's just one of those compromises you should probably take. It maybe changes games a little bit, like you have more time to come back, so you might see more comebacks, but I think this probably just makes the better team win more often, I think.
Wandem, you were famously quite a naysayer about this rule set. Are you still a naysayer now that you're adopting it in the playoff stages?
Turbo, are you a naysayer of it? You casted a 2-hour Metalworks game.
I believe it or not, you're not going to believe this, but I actually like it. I actually like this
2 hours
rule
of
set.
Metalworks. I think that's kind of all the sentences I need to say.
I like
Metalworks for 2 hours.
That is a problem.
Okay.
2-hour games, that's not good. Like
basically, I see what it's trying to achieve. Those games where you just have you feel like you have some footing, or you can make a comeback, or it's quite close games of TF2, and then it just gets ended by the timer, or what's even worse, there's the squeeze of the timer, and then you have to try and make something out of nothing and play really, really stupid because that's just all the time you got left. I'm coming at this as more like a player, not so much as a caster, where I'm locked in the room with you guys and I don't get to eat a meal tonight because I'm watching Metalworks for Fail Push for the 7th time. But I think that this is a very nice thing for players, where they have that agency to like, look, we can play our best TF2 and we're not punished by the time. And I think that's a good thing.
This argument, like I've heard lots of people say it, but like in like every European traditional sport, there's a clock on the game.
What about tennis?
Okay, like team sport, like apart from tennis, like football, rugby, even basketball, hockey, all of these games have a clock. And it's like if you go up early in the game, you can then like play defensive and like try and sit on your lead. It's like you still had to do something good first to then sit in your lead. So I think the argument of like, oh, you get squeezed by the clock is a problem. It's like, yeah, it is a problem, but you also messed up earlier in the map to get squeezed by the clock. So
there's a good point.
And like it's happened to us in the past where like, yeah, you play a map, you go 3-0 down early, and like in Europe going 3-0 down early, like, you know, unless you're like insanely good, call it off. Like you're not going to win that map because they can just slow the game down. But like you can kind of do that in like kind of everything. But then I would say it is also kind of fun to like end on a winning thing. And like some games do like you get the garbage time and like stuff flattens out. So I kind of get that as well, but I think like these 2-hour games is just ridiculous. Like even the game we had in Denver that was 1 hour in the final, like come on, that game's a bit ridiculous. Like,
well,
it's very long.
Fortunately for you, Pappy, we're not playing flat out full fat American here. We're going to be playing the Australian rule set. Ben, I think you've casted and you kept your ear to the ground. You know the differences between the Australian and the American rules, right?
It's 25 minutes rather than 30, isn't it?
Yes.
Like the regulation time. I don't actually remember whether
and the round time is lower.
Is it? Is round timer 4 or 3?
Yeah, it's like 4 minutes. 4 minutes instead of 5.
RGL plays 4 though as well.
Oh really?
But RGL plays RGL. Yeah, I wasn't sure if ETF2L were going to go to 4 or 5. I actually can't remember, but I don't know. I don't know. I was very much in camp 1 originally on this. And especially, honestly, like Turbo, we did those 2 games at the RGL LAN. It was like the Sultry game that went on until 2 a.m. because Proyotech couldn't push last on Sultry for like against Global Clan for like an hour and a half, and then there was obviously the long game the day after. Like my negative opinion on it though is like has sort of waned. I think especially on LAN, especially in big games, I think games ending in garbage time and not ending on like hype winning moments, I think is pretty rough. Like the winning moment at Uberfest, like and I was in the room with the witness guys, like no one like cared. You said, "Oh, nice." That was it, right? That was the reaction. And it's like in the game, like there's nothing. They like 3 rounds up, I think, on Pro Lands. I can't remember exactly the map, but there's people like running like troll. Was it Sunshine? Yeah, you like there's people running like troll like Offclasser, like whatever. There's funny weapons and stuff on like I don't know. That's like that's not how a LAN should end. And I think Uberfest in particular, because none of the games are particularly close. There's a lot of series, like particularly the ones that were casted, which I think were just made worse by like either garbage time or like kind of I think this is called like pseudo garbage time, where like okay, you've got 3 rounds to make back in 6 minutes, and the game just turns into carnage and it just turns into a DM server. And I think like a lot of Uberfest was not always spoiled because it was still great, but like I think that had a big impact on the games at Uberfest. So I'm not honestly really against it.
Pappy, I will ask though if you're happy that obviously you're not too keen about the rule set, but it is the rule set being picked at Poland because obviously we're a bit accommodating to the potential teams coming over for that event. Do you think ETF2L have kind of done you guys a solid here by letting you all the teams kind of play it and kind of forced to adapt a little bit and have almost like a little tester before you go into a LAN with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. Like, LAN's coming up. People should practice what's happening at LAN. I hope. I think admins have mirrored the map pool for Poland to ETF2L as well. That's really good. Great to see the collaborating. To be honest, it doesn't really change how you play TF2. The game just goes on for longer. Like, I don't think like you play a different style of TF2 because this config's there. It's just like the game just goes on longer. I do agree with Ben that like the winning moments are way cooler on this config, and I think that's like the biggest benefit to the config. But then you also have some downsides to this config where it's like you're 4-0 up on a map and then you just can't push last. Like, should that game keep going at 4-0 up and infinite overtime? Like, I don't know, maybe. But then it's like, what, you're going to make some really complicated rule set around if you're up by X rounds when infinite overtime hits, the game ends as well, or you just start getting into grey areas, I think.
Yeah, there's one thing I want to say with that about like the whole like hype winning moment stuff. There's like one caveat to my point about saying like how the banner config like adds to that is that like some of the craziest like most hype moments like across like all of TF2, particularly I'm thinking LANs like recently, they've been like on the regular config when the timer is like down to a minute.
That's a good point.
Like, I'm thinking like okay, not like maybe the hypest thing ever, but like when you get Pappy Poland 25 this year, you're like it's a complete dry fight 6v6. You're at like 20% Uber on both teams, and you bin it into last. Like that that play never happens. Like it's never even conceived of if you're playing the infinite overtime. Like that's not a skill that gets tested in that rule set because you just wait for Ubers and sack. Like that's the one thing we lose. And there's plenty of examples like back in the day as well where there's teams capping with like 3 seconds left, and it's like are they going to cap in time? It just adds an element that we are obviously going to lose.
I think it depends whether or not you want to remove the bad moments. I think one is about like bringing up the floor a bit of how bad a game could feel, which is where the time is like it's mathematically impossible, or you have to just do something ridiculous, or you're kind of forced into this player. But then it also removes the ceiling a little bit of those hype moments of the timer, and you have to do it, and you have to go clutch, and all these moments, and it guarantees obviously all the winning moments a bit more because there's no trash time. But I don't know. I think it just breaks my heart a little bit. I've been watching for a long time when I see teams like there's 15 minutes left, it's like 4-0, and you see them like pulling out critzers or playing really weird. And you know that maybe they could figure out this game if they just had that little bit more time. And
if they're 4-0 down, Turbo, in 15 minutes, don't you think they probably deserve to lose? Like,
what about if it's like, okay, what about those examples? Like, okay, I'm going to give you like a 2-0 example where someone gets like there's a back cap and then there's just some kind of absolute sucker punch. Like basically, a team is playing pretty well for 90% of it. They just can't figure out like this one cheesy strat that's like making them their defense is like impossible to breach, or they're just like running out the clock every single time. This was like old TF2. Do you think like that doesn't sweeten the idea that that stuff isn't quite crippled as much?
I mean, I know what you mean, but then I think like that's just the nature of competing. Like sometimes you're gonna get unlucky. Maybe you lose a game you don't deserve to lose. Maybe sometimes you win a game you don't deserve to win as well, you know? So like I think that's just like competing. I think this rule set is just like I don't know if I should say this, but I think one of the reasons this rule set was made was probably because Banny felt like if the game goes on for as long as possible, he will be able to win. That's actually like kind of probably why the rule set got made. Like he is like probably the best adapter ever in TF2. Like the guy is so good at like countering plays, or not countering from word, but like solving problems.
Figuring it out, yeah.
Like he's an amazing problem solver, and I think probably one aspect of like having this rule set was like he can problem solve his way out of anything. So it's like great. I mean, maybe that's not the case at all, but like it could be.
He was one of the two creators of the thing. That is correct. Of the original idea. Obviously, Oz Fortress have taken that and like tweaked it a little bit, and because I think the original creator didn't really want to work with the ideas of what Oz Fortress had, where they were trying to offset the games going so long by making the games like shorter by default. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose. We can't really hit Banny with a stick and saying, how dare you change this. I think he just solved a problem that he thought was in the game, which was like this. Yeah. And, obviously he's done well to campaign for it and get into NA and AU. Do you think you would be happy if EU played this and everybody else wants to play this config from now on? Or do you think it would be a dark day for ETF2L?
I think it's fine. I think it's fine to play it. Like, if the other teams are going to play it, and if TF2 is going to continue to have like intercontinental competitions, I think like you just have to compromise. Okay. There's probably like a lot of European players who maybe don't want to do that, but I think that's just life. You're just not going to get very far in life if you're very stubborn. So.
What about you, Wandom? Do you think you would be happy if like this was adopted long term in ETF2L in your casters?
I think ultimately, as Pappy says, like you just deal with it, right? Like, I think it's a worse rule set, but it's not so bad it completely bricks the game and makes it unwatchable. It just makes it like, yeah, I don't know. It changes it in a way that I don't think is smart or good for the game, but whatever. It'll be fine. We can still cast. Game will still be good. It's still TF2, right? Hype moments will still happen. Americans tried to change this rule set and Witness won anyway, so we can do it again. That's fine.
Now, we do have a graphic about all the upcoming dates and times and whatever for ETF2L. We'll probably flash them on the screen, but just to kind of let you know that this ETF2L winter is coming and it is expected to be a strong one. It's going to be really fun. Obviously, it's the season leading up to the LAN. It's got all those playoff changes. There's a couple of things I should add about the lower divs have a new map. I think that was it's like a King of the Hill map. I'm forgetting it now.
It's CP Subbase.
Subbase, yes.
It's CP.
Subbase
is Gillen's map.
Subbase is
it. You don't get to play it.
But you don't get to play it.
Let's go. I won the Subbase Cup. I know the macro. If anyone needs Subbase macro, I got it. Yeah, just message me.
Would you want to play this in Prem if you had a chance?
I like you, Yellen. I love you, Yellen. But hell no. Don't put this shit in Prem.
All right.
Maybe there's some updates. I'm down to playtest it. I think the thing is like, it's hard, right? Because when you make new maps, your map has to be insanely good to like replace a big map. Like if realistically you want your map to be played at like a big LAN, your map has to be better than the best 7 or 9 created maps ever in TF2, which is just not particularly easy. So I think it's great people still try, but I think it's just a very hard task to like get a map that has good balance. And also like if some of the maps that are played today came out today, people would refuse to play them. So there's also that. Like, if Gullywash came out today, you know people would cry and say this is the worst map ever. Like, Soldier and Demos just dominate, and it's not good. And like stuff like this, like people just want like some like open space process Sunshine Snakewater clone to come out every 2 years. But yeah.
I think that's a good note to leave things on. I think we've talked a little bit about 51. We've talked about the map pool, playoffs, and all that. We've obviously done all the awards, and congrats to all of the winners and all the, the backups from those awards as well. Congratulations to all. We're obviously not going to go through all of them all over. I'm sure there'll be like a little recap somewhere, or you can watch the VOD over on the ETF2L YouTube channel. I'm sure it'll get uploaded. I've been TurboTabs. Joining me has been Basic Dude Luke. We thank very much for doing all of our kind of nominations and winners and keeping eyes on the votes. Ben PL, Pappy, and Wandom obviously done a fantastic job joining me here on the panel and talking things over and why it shouldn't have been Andy for Player of the Season, but hey ho. Guys, obviously, I'm not the only one that can shout out here. I'm going to give you all a nice little opportunity to shout out if you'd like. So we'll go with Ben if you want to do any shout outs before we leave. Poland 2024, huh?
Unmute yourself, Ben.
Unmute yourself, Ben. It's a very important...
Don't time travel back to 2024. Come to 2026 Poland. It's going to be amazing in February, late February. Details on the TFTV thread and in the Poland TF Discord. You should come. It's going to be amazing.
Master Oogway, do you have any shout-outs for your Kung Fu Pandas?
Yeah, shout out to ETF2L production that's doing this, and obviously Poland should be super fun. I think we're going to get to see some really fun games. We're going to get to see Billet LAN, everyone. It's going to be a beautiful day.
I'll see it when I believe it.
Bill versus Habib versus Banny. Oh my god, I don't even want to play. I just want to watch.
I'll believe it when I see it. Wandom, shout-outs?
Shout-outs to my WoW guild, Mpreg, and shout-outs to all the production people behind the scenes who are keeping production actually running. Like Samus. Shout-outs to Samus.
Yeah, Samus did all the production and did a lot of work leading up to all of this, all the organising, everything, basically. A big shout-out, a very biased shout-out from me as well. And Basic Dude Luke, you get to close us out in the shout-outs. What do you want to talk about? Is there anybody that's special in your life?
Well, I don't want to have any. I don't want to pick out a favorite if I have. I don't have any favorites. They're all nice and well. Poland definitely. Production behind the staff, behind the scenes definitely. You know what? Royal. My favorite player on ET2FL definitely.
I thought I was maybe going a bit cross-eyed over the ET2FL. Like, it made me double-check the website. Let's put it that way.
But... No, I think that's accurate. Actually, I think that's completely fine. That's why we're leaving it.
I'm literally looking at the logo down there. It is not accurate.
No, you cannot gaslight me. It's fine.
Let's go, guys. Let's pack up. Let's go get some food. Thanks for joining us here on the stream. Thanks to everyone. Bye-bye. If you have a webcam, shoo. Bye-bye. Ta-ta. See you later.